Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe speaking out after he was fired just 2 days short of his retirement. McCabe saying, quote, "This attack on my credibility is one part of a larger effort, not just to slander me personally, but to taint the FBI, law enforcement, and intelligence professionals more generally. It is part of this administration's ongoing war on the FBI and the efforts of the special counsel investigation, which continue to this day." But the decision to terminate McCabe was based on the FBI's own internal review panel that deals with punishment for its agents. Joining me now is former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. He is also the commander of the FBI's hostage rescue team. So, Danny, let's jump right in. What should we really be following and focused on in this situation?
Well, I think we have to remember that Mr. McCabe's wounds here are self-inflicted. Has nothing to do with the White House. It has nothing to do with any political influence. This decision to recommend his dismissal at this time came from FBI agents. It came from the Office of Professional Responsibility, which is an office within the FBI, staffed by FBI agents and FBI executives, and they looked at his behavior. And if there's one thing that is the red line in the FBI is don't lie. You can be forgiven for a lot of things, but if you misrepresent yourself or lie, and if you lie to FBI agents, you've got a chance of being prosecuted, which is still on the table, I think. But more importantly, you're going to be dismissed, and that's appropriate. I was the disciplinarian for the FBI for a short period of time, and I fired a lot of agents for doing this, and it was a good decision.
And when was that, Danny? What period of time was that?
For him.
What period of time was that?
I'm sorry?
What period of time?
It was about 20 years ago that I ran that program. And it wasn't a great job. Nobody wants to do it. Right. But the way they do it is the same way that I did it when I was back there many years ago.
But meanwhile,
we need that kind of thing.
I understand that. You've got to have, everybody has to follow the rules. Here's the question for you. Should McCabe's firing have been put on hold until after the DOJ's Inspector General filed his report on the case?
No, I think it should be. That decision needs to be made once the information is available. I think the reason it wasn't made earlier because the Office of Professional Responsibility didn't have the information. And when they got it, they acted on it, and it's appropriate. And I feel terrible for him and his family. But you know what? He made a decision not to tell the truth. And decisions have consequences, and I think he's suffering from that right now.
I know what your take is on this, which is no to this next question that I'm going to ask you, but there are people who feel otherwise, so I want you to throw it out there. Does President Trump have a political hand in this?
Absolutely not. If the president wants to be a cheerleader and make comments about the decision, he can do that. But I guarantee you that office was not influenced in any way by anyone except the findings of the investigation. What made them make that decision was facts, and the facts are irrefutable. He lied on more than one occasion, and they took action. The action was appropriate. The president has nothing to do with this.
And the lies that we're talking about here is that McCabe wasn't forthcoming in terms of his information that he supplied to the Wall Street Journal reporter regarding the ongoing internal investigation of the Clinton Foundation and Clinton email server, correct?
Yes, that's exactly right. And, whatever you lie about doesn't matter. If it's a de minimis issue or an important issue, you have to tell the truth. That's what the FBI is all about. It's all about credibility, and it has to be credibility from the top to the very bottom. I've had agents tell me, if I did this, I'd be fired. Well, the fact that he's the deputy director doesn't matter. He's an agent, and he's held to the same standards exactly, and he should be. And
asking still, though, 21 years on the job, did he deserve to be fired one day before he was eligible for his full pension? I mean, as you know, he's going to be able to access partial pension in about 7 years, but he loses federal health insurance. I mean, was this the right tactic?
I think so. I think, for one thing, the FBI agents need to know you can't do this. And it's a very serious offense to lie. I think, by the way, other shoes are going to drop here. I don't think we've heard the end of Mr. McCabe's problems. But I'm sorry about his pension. It's very valuable and something we won't work for. But, he made a decision not to tell the truth, and the consequences fall on him for that decision. And I'm sorry about it. I feel bad for him and his family. But it's a tough world we live in, and you make decisions, and you have to live by them.
A quick wrap-up for me, Danny. President Trump and the FBI. Where do we go from here?
I would feel much better about President Trump if he got rid of his Twitters. The FBI is a great institution. It was poorly led. I think that we're going to see that resolve itself. The agents deserve good leadership, and they deserve leadership that is honest and forthcoming and tell the truth. And I feel good about the FBI. I work with them constantly on special events, and they're great people, and they're upset by this, and they deserve good leadership. I think you see that that's going to turn around now. We're going to get good leadership for them, and we'll move on.
Love to end on a positive note, so we will do just that. Danny Coulson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.